How's everybody doing? Hey, I'm back. How's it going? Today I am just dicing up some tomatoes that will be baking for spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce because Abby has to eat no onions or garlic during this elimination phase that I need to do things from scratch. And that's just how it's going to be. So, I still have tomatoes, as you saw from my grocery haul when I got back. So August 24th. Some of them, are just starting to get wrinkly, but they're still like this part of the tomato. It's still firm. So I'm cutting them, and I'm going to put them in the pot. I'm going to roast them first, and then I'm going to put this over here so this is out of the way. Roast them, and then I'm going to be making sauce with them because juice is out. So Abby started the diet officially yesterday, and so on the weekend it took me a while to look at all the ingredients. I found that all I can say is thank goodness that this diet is temporary. So this is the elimination phase of the diet. So that means we eliminate like the biggest things: apples, onions, garlic, gluten, lactose. What else? Those have honey. Those have been the big ones that I have to. Well, and also the sugars. So not like white sugar, brown sugar. That's fine. The ones that are like the low fat, the really the ones that are considered healthy, like the zero yogurts. But she also can't have yogurt unless it's lactose-free yogurt, which I found a regular lactose-free yogurt. So we can now make parfaits with fruit because some of the so there it's like almost done of these tomatoes. It's going to be just easier for me to just reach down here, I think, and twisting sideways or at least side of it. Just some of them. I think maybe over here. I'm just trying to reposition myself. I'm not a left-handed person. So, and some of the tomatoes have gone bad. So I have to make sure I pick those out. But not too many. The problem is I've been using them, made baked tomatoes, made a what's it called? A club sandwich today, made a BLT yesterday. Been using the tomatoes. So one thing with the shelf timber that I've been doing is using up the stuff in my cupboards. Now I've been using some sauces, trying out new things before we started Abby's diet because again, jarred sauces have onions and tomatoes, not onions and garlic in them. Or the thing with spices, I have to contact the company to find out what natural flavors or spices are, which usually will contain garlic or onions. But see, garlic and onions are not a spice. They're a food. So they're being a bit difficult to find already packaged things that will help save my sanity. Because I already cook 90% from scratch. Well, I have to cook now 95% of the stuff but from scratch. There is very little I can buy that's completely 100% safe for elimination. I'm looking in at making sourdough from scratch, because from the app it says sourdough she can have even if it has it's it has the gluten removed with the sourdough aspect of it, so without the yeast, so having it ferment um, removes the problems it has with the gluten. So that is. I'm also going to be making some more. I have store-bought garlic infused oil, and I found a recipe to make more garlic infused oil because I have garlic um, and I have oil, olive oil. So why not use what I have instead of buying more, right? Just a piece of me. Also, what else? What has been going on? So her lunch yesterday had a date, and she found out she doesn't like dates. Well, you'll still eat them. I'm like, okay, well that's good. At least we get some nutrients into you. Just because you don't like them doesn't mean you don't have to eat them. I'm not going to feed her dates every day, but it gives her some nutrients that she's not getting otherwise. So, and she had some nuts. I had to count. So this is the thing that you had to weigh things. Hey, Amanda, how's it going? I had to weigh things or count them. And like today, I found in the app it said 60 grams of raspberries or 30 raspberries. Well, I weighed 60 grams. Good thing I did because there was only like 7 raspberries. So I'm like, those must be really small raspberries wherever they're counting them. So dates are gross. So I can't stand. See, my daughter, she liked. So this is why I said dates, because she's like date squares. Before now, I haven't made date squares in years, so I'm like, well, she can have dates because I'm trying to use the stuff around here, right? Because I went to the store. You'll see a video coming up soon for Abby's diet, so that we have some stuff that was gluten things that she could eat, grab and go. Because I looked at the snacks that I had, which I hadn't picked up back to school snacks because we had leftover back to school snacks from June, right? So I looked at all the snacks. They had something that she's supposed to be not taking during the elimination. So honey, apples, cashews, onions, garlic, um, or sorbitol, maltodextrin, or whatever, the sugars that they have on the low fat um, or low calorie snacks. So she can have white sugar or brown sugar. I think also molasses and like a certain amount. Maple syrup she can have. So, and trying to find a granola bar out there that's prepackaged, even gluten free one that doesn't have honey is impossible. Haven't found it. I still have the cough, but I don't have the cold anymore. Just cough. I just want to say hello. Yeah, you got lots of chores to do. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm finishing up these these tomatoes finally. I should have finished them up on the weekend, but we got busy. Well, on the weekend, on Saturday, we went out for sushi, kind of as a kind of last hurrah before Abby went on this elimination diet. Now, actually, most of sushi she can eat. So um, it's the sushi she can eat. She just can't eat the dumplings because of the gluten. So she can eat the meat and fish and rice and nori, gluten-free soy sauce. But see, the thing is, she's been tested for all these things of celiac, fructose, lactose, and all came back negative for being allergic to it. Now, that doesn't mean she's not sensitive. So, us eliminating the things, even if we accidentally have something, it's not going to be the end of the world because we know it's not, a trigger. Now, it could be a trigger at a large amount, but at a small amount, we know it's not. Now, the other thing, the things that we have, this is hopefully going to help heal her gut, and allow her to keep in tune with um, her symptoms, or identifying the the symptoms of what she ate, either within the last 24 hours, that could cause whatever gas or bloating or cramping or whatever. So this is what the hope is. If we eliminate all the possibles, then when something's being reintroduced, we know exactly what the problem is. Fun doing chores. Uh, so to top things off, on top of everything, my dishwasher's dead. We went and bought a new dishwasher on the weekend. Something, oh, not the appliance we thought we'd have to replace. So, I haven't watched your newest video yet. I need to. Well, you'll the one with how we saved some money and how we do it kind of free. That is completely Jeff's idea of how he does it. And also, like, the way that he does it. When I was thinking on my own, I always paid the bills what they said, and I was not always very good at remembering uh, the due dates because they all weren't due at the first of the month, or it was whatever, like an arbitrary number, like the 7th or whatever, which is very hard to kind of predict. Well, his idea is he schedules them to be paid long before they're due. So if they're like a due, like he pays them on the first or whatever, like, uh, if he knows. Um, but he pays more than what the due is. He goes and sees what the average was that on a monthly, and some months it's more, some months it's less, but we always have a credit. That way, we don't have to have the fluctuations of what we pay for bills. No, that goes against a lot of what Dave Ramsey talks about, um, because what happens then is we put credit on our bill providers, and then November, December, or whenever we need it, like, oh, we have to buy a dishwasher. So we might not have to pay we don't have to pay our bills this month. Now we have to figure out, we put the dishwasher on a credit card because we get points. But Jeff already took the money out of the account, so, and paid off the credit card. So that's the good part with that. But we looked for a dishwasher that has the crunching carburetor thingy on it, and one that it comes with 10 years parts of anything that dies on it. I'm like, okay, considering the last one we bought, because we just bought that dishwasher 1 or 2 years before we did the kitchen. So we did the kitchen, what, 4 years ago now? 2015, 7 or 8 years old. It's like less to repair it, was more, well, was half the cost of a new dishwasher, and I hated it because it didn't fill my dishes. Just my bill providers to accurately keep track of that. uh, Fair enough. Um, we do, like, so he keeps a tally of what it is, and he knows what he pays. So it always is the same amount, and you just kind of, it's simple math. But like as it stands right now, our water bill, we have over $1,000 credit with them. Usually when we get to about the $1,000 mark, we contact that bill provider and we ask them to issue us. And then we use that amount as a, ooh, it was savings, and we use that amount and put it towards whatever bill we need, right? So that might be what we're doing because right now we have it over like $1,200 credit with water. We put $200 a month, not a month, like I think it's about a month on there, and our bill tends to be only like 91 lately. So I'd rather have them savings. So the problem is, so see, if it's out of sight, out of mind, right? Because in our savings account, it's not going to make any money anyways. Like in our bank accounts, our interest rates here, like with $1,000, you might make 10 cents maybe in a quarter. So for us, like, and then we see it, right? So if we see it, then we're like, oh, what can we use that for to pay off whatever? But this way, at least we know the bills are paid and we have a credit. So God forbid if something happens, like if he gets sick and I have to take over doing that, I don't know where necessarily everything is, um, or how much we pay because he has a system that works for him. Because honestly, he has that more type of brain. I'm the person that the other day on Friday we had a power outage. Friday, like I went out at noon, I came back at 12:40, the power was out. I'm like, oh, and then so I called Jeff. I'm like, okay, did we pay the hydro bill? That's my first reaction. When there's a power outage, did we pay the bill? And just like seriously, yes, of course we paid the bill. And I'm like, okay, because at one point when he changed bank accounts, he he was paying the bill and it got stopped because he changed banking institutions, and then it used all that credit that we had, and then we got a notice that we owed. I'm like, what? That's like, oh, well, the thing wasn't taking out. It kept on, because he hadn't quite, well, he had noticed, but he hadn't quite noticed because other things were going on in our life. So, but now since that one time where it's like, oh, we had to actually pay a bill, that was um, there. We've never had anything cut off. But in my childhood, whenever the power went out, it was a 50-50 chance. Was did we pay the bill on time? Well, did we pay the bill on time or um, late, like, or not pay the bill? So, I mean, when I was a kid, we got our power disconnected a couple times. Like the first thing that usually went when my mom couldn't pay the bills because of working the job she had. She's doing contract work, like office admin contract work. And sometimes she would get lots of contracts, and other times she didn't. And we usually had to access welfare at the time. It was the first thing that went was cable. So, and then there's a reconnection chart. So there's always, I always find it's hilarious or like ironic or whatever that they're like, when you get disconnected, that it costs to get reconnected even more. So they're discouraging you for being a customer too. But who knows? You get paid opposite weeks, and you get paid once a week. Well, that's nice. So, my husband, when I was working, we had the same thing too. But see, when I was working, the way we did bills differently as well. We did bills. So no, all done. We did bills that I paid rent and he paid bills, which worked out fairly evenly. Because rent at the time was like $1,000, so I paid the one the one bill. And then he paid the cable, internet, hydro. We didn't have water when we were renting. So gas, hydro, internet, bell, so telephone, and food. So he gave me half of food. So he would give me, well, at that time, like this was 20, well, I stopped working full time 16 years ago. So, so he would pay me, I think, $200 a month to go towards food whenever, because then I paid 200. So I paid 1,200, and with the 200 that he gave me for food, and he paid the bills, and it worked out about the same. And then I had my money to do what wanted to do, and then he had his money to do what he wanted to do. All the bills. See, I don't like doing that. Like paying all the bills. The bill providers, like, it gives me anxiety. So I have weird. So I think it's because from my childhood. When you've lived, when you like, I didn't live my whole life in poverty. Okay, like looking back, there's been moments that we were poor, that the cupboards were bare, that there was like condiments in the cupboards or some crackers or, you know, canned tuna, which when I was a kid, I hated tuna and salmon. I hated tuna. Now as an adult, I love that stuff. I don't know. I'm strange. Um, and our fridge, we saw you open up the fridge and you could see the shelves of the fridge, and you could see the ketchup bottle or mayonnaise, like you just saw condiments or like half jar of pickles, um and sometimes a little bit of milk in there, maybe some margarine, because God, for like, we didn't my mom never had we never had butter as a kid. Margarine, we had the 88 cents tub of margarine that was in a green tub or a red tub. Like the highest mark was 88 cents. Sometimes we got for 25 cents or 50 cents. And maybe bread in the cupboard, or if it had been closer to date, put in the fridge, so that it would stay fresh longest. But there was many a meal of craft dinner. Like my mom couldn't cook. Okay, so meals consisted of craft dinner. And even then, it wasn't like I hate craft dinner as is. It wasn't necessarily craft dinner brand. It was sometimes the store brands. Um, Hamburger, fries, and gravy. That was the only meal that she made that I actually liked, where she'd pan fry the hamburgers and then take a package of gravy and pour it in with the hamburgers and then make some fries. So we had fries and burgers and gravy and a can of peas or mixed vegetables or something. Um, that was a meal that tasted good. Once in a On the weekends, we'd have a roast of some sort or chicken legs. So if it was a pay week, she usually picked up a roast beef, like, it's a chuck roast or something like that, or a roast pork or a ham or something like that, or roast chicken. If it wasn't a pay week, we would probably have chicken thighs because they were cheaper at the time. Get them for about 49 cents a pound. When I moved out on my own, I could get them on sale for 99 cents a pound. But lately, I haven't been able to get them for under $2 a pound. Everything is super more expensive these days, and like the cheap meats are just not available as cheap anymore. Um, but we'd have that one day, and then we'd have leftovers for 2 or 3 days. Um, and shepherd's pie, I hate shepherd's pie. I hate with passion. My mom would try and make shepherd's pie, but with ground beef, so not with lamb, but like, ground beef, cream corn, mashed potatoes. That's it. And I hated it. So my kids have never had a shepherd's pie that I've made. They've had a shepherd's pie once, when I did a freezer meal exchange with some girlfriends from church, and I'm one of the other ladies made shepherd's pie as their meal to exchange, kind of like a cookie exchange. You do 7 things of the same thing. And that one had like mixed veggies instead of just corn. It was not bad, but my family's not too fond of it. I obsess over it with which funny because I'm not controlling, but controlling over that part. That's kind of how I am with groceries because I look at my mother-in-law's fridge. Since my father-in-law passed, there's less stuff in the fridge than there was. Now her fridge always had food, especially because she'd do groceries on Saturday, and we see her on Sunday, so there's always food in it. But there was always shelf, and she had lots of space to put stuff because she's blind too, so she knew exactly where things. She managed her own kitchen. Like my father-in-law was kind of semi useless in the kitchen, but that was kind of the way that they were. He could do stuff on his own, but you know he liked his wife making meals for him. Um, so, but since his passing, she doesn't have to keep things that he liked in the fridge because he had different likes than her. So now there's less stuff. So there's less condiments or less. So she used to have like 2 types of jam in the fridge because one he liked, one she liked. Now she only has one. Um, and she had certain deli meats or cheese that he'd like that she was, could take it or leave it. So now she only buys stuff that she wants when she wants and only small portions of it, which is good for her. But the problem is, especially in the wintertime, like she still has stuff in the cupboards too and stuff in the freezer, but her freezer is not even close to being full, which I keep on telling her if she filled it with just empty, filled up pot bottles of water, it'd be more energy efficient. But that's a whole other story. My freezer is very full, so I don't know if it's necessarily energy efficient because it's full, but it just uses less. It needs to be less full, but not as full as it is. It's kind of that in between spot. But what was I going on with that? In the wintertime, she doesn't go out as much because the sidewalks and roadways and buses um, don't get plowed very well after a snowstorm and gets slippery. And she's older, so she doesn't want to slip and injure herself. So she doesn't go out as on a weekly basis. Like right as it stands right now, she goes shopping on Saturday, but sometimes she'll go to the store on a Monday or Tuesday to pick up fresh fruit or the more deli meat if she ran out. Um, so she doesn't have a lot back up. Now for me, I could not go to the store for months and have enough backed up to eat, like canned, like corned beef. I have corned beef on the shelves. I could, I have canned potatoes. I can make corned beef hash. I don't have to get, a bag of potatoes. It won't be the best corned beef hash because there'll be lots of salt from the canned potatoes and from the corned beef, but I can make do. She doesn't necessarily, and she doesn't have that kind of backup. She has a little bit. Usually have soups for when she's ill, but that's that's just how we are different. Um, I'm sure my fridge and my cupboards give her anxiety too, being so full or that it's overflowing, while her filled with space, like sparse ones, give me anxiety. But with the shelf timber of using stuff from my cupboards, besides the special stuff that I had to go pick up for Abby for her FODMAP diet, which you'll see some videos on that, and you'll see a lunch video for this week coming up. Like once week is done, I'll have all the video parts of what she actually ate. You're somewhere in the middle. See, I want to kind of get in the middle. Like I understand the way that I had been doing things, was not successful because there's only like if I had the space or if it was organized to fit the space I had, then it would work, right? But the problem is it wasn't fitting the space I had, and I have overflow. Like right now, my kitchen floor, I have some stuff that are in the grocery bags that don't fit in my cupboard right now because I had nowhere to put them. I have to bring other stuff from up in the cupboard. I have multiples, bring them downstairs so I can put this stuff in that cupboard because this is the stuff that I picked up for Abby, which was some gluten-free or whatever snacky stuff. But I have to it's more of like I have to rearrange things and to realize that I don't need like I always want to make sure I buy the stuff when it's on sale. So that way it saves that money. I never buy anything full price except for this most recent haul because and even then I bought stuff on sale. um I always make sure I get the best price and I plan to buy enough to last 2 or 3 or 4 months, right? Of what we'd eat. Now, what we ate 2 years ago or 3 years ago is different than what we eat now. 2, 3 years ago, we were having pasta at least once a week. So we were having spaghetti, specifically spaghetti or spaghettini, because hubby likes the angel hair or spaghettini thinner pasta once a week. Every week we'd have that, and we'd have one other pasta, maybe with a cream sauce or chili or something like that almost every week. We'd or gnocchi, potato gnocchi with a sauce, some sort of other pasta. Um, so I always bought tomato sauce or pasta put in the cupboards enough till the next sale day. But over the past 2 years, if and you've seen my meal plan, we have pasta maybe once every 2 weeks. We now eat rice like there's no tomorrow. Like we'll have rice 2 or 3 times a week, or rice noodles for different dishes. We're eating more like Asian, um, East Asian fare, so uh, Chinese, Vietnamese, Indian, um, Middle Eastern type foods where rice goes along better than pasta. I don't, I can't declare. If it doesn't fit in the cabinet or fridge, it ain't buying it. Well, how do you know? So that's the thing. If you, how do you know if it won't fit in the cupboard and fridge until you buy it and try and fit in the cupboard or fridge? See, that's my biggest thing. My eyes are bigger than my cupboards, than the space provided. Um, Plus, I need to rearrange and organize my pantry downstairs so that I have the extras. So, like for example, I think last summer, tomato paste was on sale for 33 cents a tin, so the small tins. We go through tomato paste, um, one tin every 1 or 2 weeks. So I picked up a case of 24. I'm like, okay, at 33 cents a tin, I mean, I'm paying normally 60 cents. This is like half the savings. It's not going to go bad. It's in a tin. It's perfectly fine. I just went down there and I've just been bringing one tin up and so it's in the cupboard. So if I use that one, I'll grab one. Um, there's still about 7 tins downstairs, one up here from a year and a half ago. Apparently, we haven't been using it as much as I planned, but it's been used. Same with like the oatmeal I bought last year, same time at this time of year because we got these coupons here in Canada in September for Quaker brand stuff, um, and I think Lay's and stuff like so. The snacks you buy four, you get one free. So it works out to your favor to buy four of one particular type to get one free. And usually I give away the free one to the food cupboard, because I'm going to buy, and I price match it. So, the oatmeals I might pay $2 for. So I'll get like 5 of them for $8. See, I buy the extra stuff. I do love pasta. Hi, quick fix. Okay, hi Heidi. How's it going? So, so speaking of which, yesterday, so with Abby's FODMAP diet, I could not find chicken bouillon or beef bouillon, that the powdered stuff that does not have onions or garlic. All the canning broths that I've made in the past, I've had pressure canned on my shelf, which I would normally use, all have onions and garlic in it. So today, so yesterday, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get chicken, and I'm going to, cook the chicken up, roast the chicken, take the bones, and make broth because I need broth, make the lunches and food for her to have on this elimination diet. Well, I went to Food Basics, and turkeys were on sale for 99 cents a pound. Chickens were like $1.99 a pound. So I got a 10-pound turkey for $9 for less than what I got chicken for, like chicken breast. Like they even had chicken boneless, skinless chicken breasts for 5.49 a pound. Yeah, 5.49 a kilogram. Hey Google, what is the conversion of 5.49 a kilogram into price per pound? I'm not sure, but I found some information for it. Kilogram price to LB price. Would that help? No. Okay, price. Okay. To price. Convert. There we go. I'm just gonna, because I'm like, so I picked up that for to go with the chicken I have found in my freezer because some of the meals that I have in my freezer, I know I can't feed her because there's onions and garlic and everything I cook. Like I didn't write down the uh, the ingredients when I uh, uh, when I freeze stuff. So there we go. Online. There we go. So right now, so I cooked the turkey. So I got home. I cooked the turkey yesterday afternoon. Took the meat off the bone, put them in a Ziploc bag in my fridge to have later on this week. And then I took the bones and I have them in a pot with some celery and some carrots and some squash. I'm going to take the vegetables, like I put them whole in. I'm like, screw this. Once they're done, I'm going to take the vegetables out and just mash them to put back in the soup. So price per kilogram was 5.49. Price per pound, 2.49 a pound. So I got chicken for 2.49 a pound, which is pretty good because my buy price is 3.99 a pound, which is $8.80 a kilogram. But now we have poultry because we have other stuff in the, like having pork all last week. We had basically pork. Uh, I've been using that food coupon. Yes, well, exactly. I still have from last year's time because that coupon comes out in September, right? From last year's time when I bought 24, like there was a video somewhere. Um, I bought 24 things of instant oatmeal, which should last me, for the year. I still have some downstairs because my kids at that time were eating, both of them were like they eat 2 packages a serving, right? And they were both eating that at least once or twice a week. So that box was done in a week's time. And Now and then they slowed down. And that's the same thing with cereal. I have not bought cereal in a dog's age, and that's why I was using up cereal to make those cereal bars, because 'cause I'm like, "I need to use up this cereal because some of the cereal I got given some cereal when my friend's son got diagnosed with being allergic to peanuts, and so these things had peanuts or may contain, so she couldn't have that. Oh, something's at the door. That was Pearl later. Amazon never rings the doorbell or not. And this one rang the doorbell and knocked. So Pearl later. What's this? That's for Jeff. He ordered stuff. Yes, that's ketchup. See, even ketchup. So my daughter can't have French's ketchup or Heinz ketchup because there's onion. So she can have the sugar, she can have the tomato paste, the sugar, the white vinegar, and see also the spices. Don't know. You'd have to contact, But since there's ketchup, so she can't have ketchup. Yes, it's. Well, as I said, you don't. Guelph is near, well, closer to Toronto, I think, than to me. Guelph, Ontario. My friend who just recently passed away, he had cancer. Like we knew he had cancer and it was terminal. He passed away when I was on vacation. Unfortunately, he's the same age as me. I'm like, wow. And he was the health. So this is the healthy. Like my one friend that was like super healthy and was like a runner and used to exercise for fun, not because he was overweight or anything. He never was more than maybe 150 pounds. He was a scrawny guy, maybe, and he was the one that got cancer a couple of years ago, and then they treated it and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they treated it, and they thought they got it all, but then it came back, and we had a long talk. He found out like in March or so that it was terminal and there was nothing that they can really do. So he was kind of doing like hospice stuff. I'm like, who at 45 is doing hospice? I'm like, he had just got married like 6 years ago. Um, and they were trying to have a kid, but things weren't working so far. But it was just like that was a complete shocker when I come back. Like I was like on vacation. I didn't have Wi-Fi access for most of it. Hubby had Wi-Fi access a little bit through it, um, but not very good. And then he got a notice from my sister-in-law who went to who worked with my friend at like 15 years ago, and said, "Has have I gone online?" He's like, "No, I was having trouble with it with my phone. The internet down in Cuba was just not liking me." And she told him that my friend passed, and I'm like, and that was a complete shocker. And then come home, and then I'm home, and then you know my YouTube friend passed. like it's just like 2019 really sucks this year. I'm ready for it to be over with. Like, I'm looking forward to winter, so that means it goes away faster because I need 2020 to be a good year, because we started off 2019 with Abby being hospitalized shortly after New Year's. While in the hospital, her cat Sushi died. Getting discharged from hospital, trying to go back to school, dealing with all this health issues. Her not having the energy to really do much, let alone make it to school for more than a couple hours a day, which really wasn't as helpful. And her not getting the credits, even though she really tried to be at school, at least she can make up those credits because she has a little bit more energy now than she did back in February, March, April, May. Like she started getting a bit more energy ish in June, but not a lot. And then June happens. My father-in-law fell and died. And then had prom like a few days later. Rowan graduating, and then we went and had vacation. I'll put a link to Jeff's TripAdvisor thing. Jeff. For the place we went, it was a vacation from hell, and we only stayed at that place for 6 days. And the only reason why it was 6 days, we wanted to leave after 4, was because we had to wait till the travel agent was in the next day, and then we went and did a tour of the other hotel, and um, and then the next day getting it all done. Ocean Castle. And we thought we were getting a good deal because we booked it long in advance, and it was not. It was Ocean Casa del Mar. Don't go. Now, when we moved to Iberostar in the same area in Santa Maria, which still had some of the problems, just of the things, but it was like night and day. It was like completely different. I was gonna say TripAdvisor. I'll find his thing. I'll show it to you. It's hilarious. I mean, the beach was awesome. The rest was not. And so a vacation that we needed to kind of decompress um was not. Here we go. There, look at share. Copy link. Here's the yeah, it's been a crappy year. That's just TripAdvisor post that something we needed to kind of decompress and de-stress. Honestly, it was the worst vacation we've ever had. And now the last 8 days was completely great, but it really took. It was the first 6 days, the first 4 days, which really took the excitement, the joy, the happiness from vacation. We go on vacation to kind of reconnect, to rejoin as a family, to relax, to not have to worry about things. But when you're worried about stuff while on vacation, I'm like, I worry about stuff at home. Like we go to CHIO again on Thursday. CHIO is the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario for Abby. She has 2 appointments. One's her doctor, and then she has her IV iron. I'm like, and we're trying this new diet. Like, ooh, I have enough stuff to worry about. I don't need to worry on vacation. So, well, bonus skin and sugar, no frills, but it's the free from. I paid $7.50, and it's not even a pound. Shameful, I know. Head hanging, but I sometimes reduce quantity. Free from for what? What? Why? Why? What's it free from? Because chicken is chicken. Like, Yeah. Well, my friend went to University of Guelph. I think marketing. I know that's what he did. Business and marketing or economics. Like he, so it each month we seem to be getting something new. It's I keep on saying to my family we need to change our last name to Murphy because anything that could go wrong has gone wrong in some form. And you know how they say that, like, God only puts stuff He knows that you can handle. Anything that doesn't kill you will make you stronger and stuff. I just wish that God thought I could handle a lot less than what I can do, because honestly, I'm done. I'm so done trying to handle such major things that it's exhausting. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, ever since my father-in-law passed in June, I have not been staying up late at night much, and if I have, it's just because it's been insomnia that I can't sleep. But I've been exhausted by like 9 o'clock, and that's so unusual to me. It's just been just so it's so emotionally exhausting trying to be strong, trying to be there for everybody, and or doing stuff for everybody. Um, it's just tiring, and I just haven't like in the past, in past years when there's been hiccups kind of like this, there's always been a reprieve. Okay. Like, yes, there would be a fire. I'd put it out, it would smolder, it would go away for a bit. And I would always have that little tingling waiting for the next one. Well, it's not even waiting for the next one. I'm just always on point. I'm always on edge, knowing the next one is just right there, you know? And it's just not relaxing. It's just not like, I don't know. I need to figure out a way to relax because I just don't know. I've tried meditation, I've tried yoga, but I just don't have the mental fortitude to kind of do that. At least not by myself. I think I just need, I don't know. And then when I'm quiet, then it's like the thoughts in my head of, you know, I should be doing something. I could do better. We're each own worst enemies, you know? But enough about that. So this week I've been doing preparing for, you'll see that in this week's menu plan. Last week I kind of just wrote down the menu as we were going through the freezer and fridge. This week I've prepared. I still have two meals to figure out. I prepared 5 out of the 7 days already. Um, as we won't be eating out as much, other than if we're going to eat out again, it'll probably be sushi, just because we know that Abby can eat all the sushi there. Other than that, we won't be eating out. Free from chicken, I believe, is higher in protein and less pumped with water, and the chickens are vegetable grain fed. There's no animal byproducts, and chickens have not been given antibiotics. Okay. Yeah, budget, my budget does not really afford us to have like organic stuff all the time and stuff. I mean, even with, I mean, sounds like you are making your way. Well, yes. So it's the reading ingredients that's so tedious. Like as I said yesterday, I went to pick up turkey yesterday. Was looking at the Asian food basics just to see if there was some stuff. Everything had garlic or honey or onions or apples. Like I was trying to see if there was any fruit snacks. I did manage to find mandarin oranges in in juice, which was not apple juice, so she could have that. And I found a thing, these new things from Dole that had blueberries, because so she could have blueberries, and it was in a pudding, but the pudding was a coconut pudding, so she could have that. So I'm like, you know, trying to read all these stupid ingredients. It's just like, oh, and I don't want to like, have to spend an arm and a leg. Like I spent a lot on the weekend, and the reason why I did because I knew I wasn't doing shopping because we had the extra money from like I spent was that what $260. My normal grocery budget is 400 every 2 weeks, so I knew I had extra. So what you'll see coming up whenever I get the video edited, what I got at Bulk Barn and Farm Boy for her, and it cost like $70, and it was like a grocery bag, like those two half-filled grocery bags. Hey, Amanda. But I did pick up some things. I did find so one thing we noticed was from Bulk Barn, the popcorn I picked up. I used my own jars. I weighed the jars. They put the mark of how much they weighed. I filled up with popcorn and use the popcorn from Bulk Barn versus the no name or store brand popping corn was cheaper because I got something like 3 kilograms, I think, or 2 kilograms for the price of what one costs. And I was going to recommend, yes, so I went to Bulk Barn. So I spent 2 hours in Bulk Barn. Our Bulk Barn's not that big, but I was reading all the ingredients. Like Iron Fire Horse mentioned the quinoa pasta. I picked up a amount of that to see how she likes. I picked up rice spaghetti and that, and I picked up flour, gluten-free flour that's 1-for-1 exchange for regular flour. So when I make things like my baked macaroni and cheese, I can use gluten-free pasta and use this flour to make my cheese sauce. Because she can have cheese and she can have either non-dairy milks or lactose-free milks. You can have lactose-free sour cream or yogurt. Even though if a tiny bit of milk went into things, it would not bother her because she's already been tested if she was lactose intolerant, and she's not. But this diet, like we've been tested for the big amounts, like, okay, is she allergic? No. But this diet, it has things in such different quantities and the small amounts, like it's like at this amount it's green, so it's low FODMAP. At this amount, it's yellow. So you could have, if it's not something that triggers, cramping or whatever, you could have this amount. And at this amount, it's red. So some stuff that might be high FODMAP at a cup, if you had three, you'd be fine. So, like I was saying, with the blackberries, I was looking at the blackberries because I'm like, oh, the berries are good because they were, and she could have one blackberry and it's green. If she had two blackberries, that'd be yellow, which she shouldn't have during elimination. But if she had like three blackberries, that's red. So there's something that's in like it's a bit about the sugars, the fructoses, and stuff. But and with raspberries, I don't know where they get their app said 60 grams. So I have this little tiny scale, or 30 raspberries, and I'm like, as I'm weighing out the raspberries, I'm like, either we have really big raspberries here in Canada, because the Monash University app um, is from the Australia. So we either have really large raspberries because 60 grams was about 8, or they have really tiny raspberries. So so that one I weighed. Other things I counted, like walnuts and almonds, if she had like at a serving. So it's also teaching me what this serving amount is versus what I give as a serving. What I think is a reasonable serving is about a quarter of a cup. Because you're going to have a snack of nuts. You're going to have at least quarter cup to half a cup of nuts. Yeah, I know it's not necessarily it's healthy snack and healthy fats and stuff, but here it's saying 10. But see, that doesn't mean she can have 10 in any given day. She can have 10 now, and in 2 to 3 hours, she can have 10 again. So it's trying to encourage her, well, A, to encourage small portions of a lot of different things, and to encourage multiple small meals, which might make her stomach problems better. Because right now she eats supper time, one big meal, lunch, um, she would eat a medium meal, and very rarely breakfast. Like because of just her timing. It's like she would eat twice a day, maybe 3 times a day, if she had like a snack or breakfast, which would for her, if would be like maybe cereal. That $5, I don't know how to do that $5 for 3 days because I mean we could have that's it. There's like eggs is $2.99, like bread is $2. I can get it for $1, but I don't know how to do that. I want to do that $5. I can do that $5 a meal, or I can feed. I can make multiple meals from like one chicken or one turkey. In a few weeks, when my hubby is out of town, and I'll cook for my kids separately. Going around, yes, Amanda from Fundamental Home did it, as well as Dawn from Sensible Living with Money Mom. I don't know how to like. I'd really have to try. I'd have a really hard time finding because the prices here. I mean, a can of beans is 99 cents, 88 cents if I'm lucky, 79 cents if I'm lucky. But I usually do dried beans, but the smallest bag of dried beans, a pound, is almost $2. So a pound of dried beans is going to make the equivalent of 3 or 4 cans. Yes. So the goal is um, Amanda, she did it really well. She did a regular diet and then she did a vegan diet because she herself is being vegan and she went and shopped the prices at Aldi and then she shopped the prices at like Walmart. Um, Now, if she shopped the prices at her discount grocery store, she could feed her whole family for $5 because she managed to get to the Marks and Denso stuff. I don't know. I see. I would like to try and do that with the stuff in my house, so I wouldn't have to go buy more. See, this is the thing. I don't want to necessarily go buy more stuff, but I know the prices of some things. It's either marked on the things, or I can search of what I paid by using the stuff I already have. But still, $5 would be hard to do, um, especially for a variety. Because we can like even buying a half dozen eggs here, you're still paying $1.79 for half a dozen or $2.29 for a whole dozen. Okay, but see the problem with bulk barn is trying to scoop and measure, like guesstimate how much that is going to cost once you get to the till. See, that's why I like buying stuff in a box because I know this is how much it is. I can make the mental math. when it involves weighing, I'm guessing, and it's not always correct. I figured the exchange. Okay, with exchange, maybe. Hey Google, what is $5 American? Hey Google. I think I forgot. Hey Google. Hey Google. I think. Yes. So, how much is $5 American in Canadian money? Hey Google, convert $5 American into Canadian. Ugh. People. Okay. $5 US to there. $5 US is 6.59 Canadian as of today. So that's not too bad. I could do that. I think I could do under 10. Well, you can guess it. Yes. Yeah, online it said 658.8, so I said 659. Yeah, so okay, Heidi, if you do it, are you going to do a video? Are you going to make up your own channel on your account? Because the Fix, I keep on forgetting who you are. All 3 days have to be under. No, so you spend $5 to feed one person 3 days. So the goal, but you can still use stuff that's in your house. So the condiments, like what you would normally have. So if you, which I'm guessing, if that includes the normal person, if they're out of like they run out and they only have $5 in their wallet until payday. Payday's Friday. It's Wednesday. They need to feed themselves for $5 for the next 3 days. Stuff in their house. So it includes spices. I'm assuming it'll probably include possibly flour and salt. If that's the case, I could do it because I have, well, especially my kitchen, I have everything, all the spices, all the condiments. But what a typical normal person, not me, would have in their house after being completely out. Um, but feed yourself. See, egg. I would go the egg route or a package of ground meat route for your protein. If you could get for two or $3, because eggs is more. But you know, rice, beans, meat, eggs. So, supposedly a canned veggie. I don't know. Like I think in the States, your cans are bigger than ours, but a can of veggies is supposedly servings. Be fair to limit my spices, etc. Even though I was open to that. Well, I mean, but be right back. I'm gonna see what kind of cans are here in Canada. one thing I've noticed, for example, diet is looking at what they consider our canned veggies. See, we're so Canadian. We have the milliliters as well as the ounces. Is 398 mils or 14 ounces. It says 125 mils, so half a cup. So 125, 240, 250, 375. So it's 3 servings. My family, I do 2 cans for the 4 of us at any meal. So we always do a bit more. And so, like, I'm just looking. So this I can get 79 cents is the cheapest I can usually get, but it's usually about 88 cents. So that's mixed veggies. And then spaghetti sauce, I only buy ragu or any spaghetti sauce for $1 or less. And so, how many servings is this? So per half cup, this is 640 mils, so that's for 125. So 1 cup, 2, 3. So this is 6 servings. I'd say it's more 4. Hey, Fire Horse! I was just talking about you about going to Bulk Barn. I picked up the quinoa pasta there. We're just discussing the $5 feed yourself for $5 for 3 meals. For 3 meals for 3 days. American, so Canadian would be 6, let's say 660. So we could eat eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, and water for dinner. Yeah, pretty much. If I do the challenge, I will definitely. Yes. Well, Heidi, please do do a video of it, and I'll see what you do. Because now I can think of it. The problem is with 3 days, there would not be variety, and because here in Canada, I can get 2 pounds of pasta for $1. At any given week, it's on sale somewhere for $1, and I can get spaghetti sauce also on sale for $1. So the 2 pounds of pasta is definitely more than 3 servings. So you could do a pasta salad and then the pasta for supper. No, for the 3 days, so 660 for 3 days. So it's like so the challenge is basically like for Americans $5, for us be 660. Um, you're at it's Wednesday, you don't get paid till Friday. You have 3 days, you have $5 in your pocket, or for us Canadians, $6.60 in our pocket. What do we need what can we purchase with the sales in our area to feed ourselves until Friday? 3 meals a day, so breakfast, lunch, and supper for 3 days, so 9 meals in total for the $5. It does not include spices or stuff that's in your cupboard. What a typical person would have in their cupboard. So, which I'm assuming would also include like flour, salt, sugar, stuff like that, oats, just because those are things that you buy and that's usually in your cupboard for a while. Um, yes. So Fundamental Home did one. I'll go find her thing. Um, the Fundamental Home's $5 challenge. So uh, I've already watched this one. I loved it. I'm like, I couldn't. What she gets on sale there in the States, um, I can't get those prices in a lot of things. So here I'll share that. Rhonda Stone. Okay, I'll find. Yes, Iron Fire Horse. You're close to. So that's Heidi. It's quick. Um, Here, I'll go and find her channel because I think she linked Rhonda's channel below. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here. There's the link. There's the link to Rhonda Stone's video. So I was contemplating that but instead of going out and purchasing stuff, most of the stuff, I was going to shop my shelves and see what I could feed myself for 3 meals a day with the ingredients, but use the prices of what's available, like with the Flip app, of what's available in my area. Hey, you guys should meet up for coffee. Heck, travel down here to Canada and we can have coffee. I'll even buy you coffee. The stuff is in the US. Well, exactly. So I watch people like Fundamental Home, Amanda from Fundamental Home. When I see her grocery hauls, when she goes to the discount grocery store, stuff that she can get there that's marked down is phenomenal. The prices I cannot beat at all, you know? But things that she gets at Aldi or Walmart or other grocery stores, like Ingles and stuff like that, some of the stuff, like the package of kale she gets, was more expensive than what I pay. Potatoes, 10 pounds of potatoes. I never pay more than $4 for potatoes. Usually in the summertime, actually up until like July, I was paying $2 for 10 pounds of potatoes. She's paying $4 or $5 or $2 for like 1 pound potato bags. I'm like, that's a lot. So it the prices that she says on things like when apples were, for her, they were $1.29 a pound. I get apples. I only really buy them when they're under $1 a pound. I don't paying more than that. And so with the exchange, it's actually more sometimes, but 99% of the stuff, 90% of the stuff she gets much cheaper than me. I'm American and have lived in Canada. Yes. Well, Americans cheaper, like their cereal and stuff, their milk, their dairy, their like when I go to the States to go shopping in Cornwall, Ogdensburg, I buy milk and butter, because also their butter's divided into fours. While here, only a few of our butters are divided into quarters, and then we're paying $6 for a pound of butter. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll take my $3 pound of butter and cut it in quarters myself. But some things, and chicken is cheaper down there, but some things, when I see like, that's why I love watching people's grocery hauls. What they're paying, I'm like, I like they went to Costco and they bought, the fruit roll up, the real fruit roll ups, and they paid 10.99. I'm like, I paid 11.99 here in Canada. 10.99 with the conversion is actually more than what I paid here in Canada. With the conversion. So some things are definitely cheaper because, well, they have way more population to get things cheaper. Like eggs, I'm sorry, I've never seen eggs under $1.79 in the past 20 years. I'm sorry. $1.79 is the cheapest I've ever seen eggs. It's now about $2.29 a dozen. I'm sorry. In the States, I've seen people's grocery hauls, they're getting a dozen eggs for 58 cents. I'm like, seriously, I could still feed my family for 58 cents a dozen eggs. I could easily eat vegetarian that way. Went to university in the 80s. I'm in Barrie, but oh, you're in Barrie. So my daughter's friend lives in Barrie, lives just out of Barrie. Like she says she lives in Barrie, but she's in Port Hope, I think, which is just outside Barrie. And her friend lives there. Well, it's like I've seen it for $1.79, but that's a once every 6 month type thing for like a week. $1.08 I see more often. Usually for Food Basics, they seem to like the 88-cent sale, the 88, 88. So, I mean, I got a turkey yesterday for 99 cents a pound. A chicken was 2 something a pound. I'm sorry, I picked up a turkey and I cooked it up and I took the meat off of it, and now I'm making a stock with the bones and some celery and carrots and squash. It was once like a year ago at Food Basics, maybe longer. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, there was once this spring where eggs was $1.88. Usually when they do the 88 sale, and they got a whole bunch. But I find getting the 2.5 dozen at Costco or Superstore for $6 is the best price because you're paying like for the flat it's like 5.50 or $6 because it's now 2.29 or 2.49 or 2.79 sometimes. I'm like, no, I don't like that. True. Well, like I don't know where your Food Basics is closest to you. Where we live, well, I walk to the Food Basics because it's about a 15-minute walk from my house. 25 minutes on the way back because my trolley is heavy and it hurts my arms and it's hard to walk back. Walking there is fine. Mary doesn't have a. We have a superstore here in Canada, but it's not near my house. Hey Google, how far is superstore in Eagleton? So I'm 7.5 kilometers away from the superstore. So, but to get there by bus, I have to take 2 buses, and it would take me about 40 minutes on the bus to get there. I can go downtown. Hey Google, how far is the Rio Center from my house? If you use mass transit, Rio can Maribel Place is 17.6 kilometers away from home. So that's 17 kilometers. I can get downtown in 40 minutes. The buses to the buses to go through Canada. So Canada, think of Canada as lengthwise. We're the suburb. So to go from one end of Canada, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm near the Queensway, which is Highway 417. Um, and I'm here in the middle. So to get from my house to either direction is going to take 40 minutes to an hour. To get from this end is about an hour and a half. I can get from here downtown in 40 minutes. Like I could go from here to Chio, which I have to go through downtown and then go further east to where we are. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours because depending on the buses, it's still only 2 buses, but they don't always connect. And the hospital bus is every half hour, 20 minutes to half hour. Well, my bus is every 15 minutes. Ugh. Closest superstore at Wasaga Beach, but high volume traffic and takes about 50 minutes on a good day. Yeah. Yeah, if unless you're going in that area to do other errands, there's no point in traveling a distance unless the stores in your area are really, really, really expensive. That would make up the extra gas, would compensate. Like the good thing about superstores is that they price match. which is nice. Takes us long to get across city to food basics with traffic. Yeah, well, because you're still getting the traffic from Toronto too, right? So like we get traffic, we have rush hour and stuff, but our rush hour is nothing like your rush hour down there. Store is about 27 kilometers. Kitchener, probably 35 minutes away with traffic. No, unless you're going to Kitchener. Like, for example, if you had an appointment or you're going to visit friends, you're already going to that way, then to check out the store in that area. It's kind of like when we lived further away from Costco. Going to Costco, it doesn't make sense to go to Costco because you know you're going to spend more, unless you're going to that area anyways. Where I live right now, I could walk to Costco in half an hour. Hey Google, how far is Costco? Hey Google, how far is Costco?
You are 1.9 kilometers away from Costco.
Yeah. So 1.9 kilometers. So as I said, I could walk. I say I could walk in half an hour because from where I am, I have to go uphill a bit and then go downhill, and then around the corner to the Costco, and then coming back. Well, the problem is buying stuff at Costco. Probably the packaging would not fit my trolley because my trolley is only this wide. Well, everything's like big, huge packages. I go super sure when I go to my doctor, but then he only comes for 1 day every 2 or 3 months. What's nice about Superstore is that they price match and the PC points. Like literally, Loblaws pays me $20 every 2 months easily in PC points. Like right now, I think I have $40 on there, and that's not me even trying to get PC points. Cause I don't buy anything anything with PC points that I wouldn't normally buy. So, um, well, ladies and gents, if there's any gents still on here, if Tom's still, I've got to go. Abby just texted saying she's in the office to get picked up. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for chatting. And hopefully you'll see the upcoming video. I'll have one of the stuff I picked up for Abby for the gluten-free stuff for the FODMAP diet, as well as I'll have hopefully lunches that I made for her last week, which weren't FODMAP. They're just regular lunches. And this week are all FODMAP ones. So that will be in the near future. And plus whatever other videos that I keep on um, editing and trying to get the pieces to. So, and hopefully stuff from my vacation I'll eventually get to. So, have a great day. Take care. And yes, Heidi, uh, please do a video and start your own channel. And I'm going to go and try and get some inspiration of trying to do that. Maybe I'll do that at the end of September. $5 challenge. See what I can come up with. So, talk to you later. Bye.